What's going on, Giants fans? We have a loaded show to get to, but first, I got to let you know, we are less than 77 hours away from kickoff Thursday night against the New England Patriots. I'm just ready to see Big Blue back out on the game field, and if you're ready, I want you to like this video. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green, and we're going to run through Monday's practice at Giants training camp because it got a little wild. There was a fight. Daniel Jones didn't look good. Kadarius Toney had some drops. Kayvon Thibodeaux looked good. We're going to break everything down that happened at today's practice. But first, let's start with the quarterback before we get into the fight that kind of derailed the conversation of Daniel Jones. Jones did not look good. This is someone that has struggled, I would say, so far through Giants training camp. He has not looked good. And there's all the excuses you could make in the world for a guy like Daniel Jones. New quarterback, new offensive coordinator, new offensive line coach. He hasn't had the most dependable weapons on the field, I would say. And you could make every excuse in the book. But at some point, you can't always be the focus of the problem. You got to rise above those circumstances. Let's break down some tweets from some boots on the ground at Giants training camp. Dan Duggan, one of the best beat reporters in the game who covers the Giants, works for The Athletic, said, "The fight overshadowed the bigger story of the day. Major struggles for Jones and the offense. He had 2 interceptions. One on a deep pass he floated that gave Xavier McKinney time to get over there, and another on an overthrow that was caught by Adoree Jackson, out of sorts all day." And I saw the videos on this. I retweeted them on my Twitter. You can follow me at MarshallGreen_. But a big note out of practice. Tyrod Taylor just replaced Daniel Jones with the starting offense for one play. Hard to tell why Jones got the hook, but there was a busted play on the previous snap, and Dable didn't seem happy. Jones did get back in after one play. But I think that's noteworthy for Jones to be pulled and Tyrod Taylor to be inserted. I don't want to start to talk about a QB controversy because I don't really think there is one. I don't really think there's a benefit for the Giants starting Tyrod Taylor earlier in the season, but we have to make note. Daniel Jones does not look good. It's not early anymore. We have had 10 practices so far at Giants training camp, so the excuse that it's early is kind of out of the door. Bobby Skinner, who works for Talkin' Giants, they're an awesome YouTube page. Shout out to them. He's got boots on the ground out there. He said he had Daniel Jones at 5 for 16 with 2 interceptions and 2 drops from Kadarius Toney. A lot of would-be sacks in there, too. Just a brutal day for the passing offense. Jones has struggled, and I get it. Every excuse could be made. But at some point, he has to show us that he's the guy that can carry the offense. Dan Schneer, who also covers the Giants, he's got his own Giants podcast, he said he was there on FanFest Friday night and said, "I wonder if the neck injury that Daniel Jones suffered last year is impacting him now. Seeing him 3 rows away last Friday night, the ball came out worse than I've ever seen, including back in 2019, both velocity and ball placement. From the camp videos I've seen, it's hard to tell." And Daniel Jones, at some point, you have to make others better. You can't always be the beneficiary of a bad situation. Bad play caller, bad offensive coordinator, bad offensive line, hurt weapons. As a first-round draft pick, at somebody that was picked in the top 10, you have to rise above your circumstance and make other players better. That's what leaders do. They make the life of the receiver easier, the life of the running back. But it's always Daniel Jones being the guy that struggles because of the circumstances he's in. I'm concerned. He hasn't looked good in practice. We're 10 days into camp, and if he struggles Thursday night against the New England Patriots, the Tyrod Taylor army is going to come out, and the Daniel Jones boos are going to continue to get louder and louder. I don't want to completely overreact because we haven't played in the preseason. It's only the training camp. But I do want to gauge your guys' concern level right now because I'd be lying if I said I wasn't concerned. It's year 4. The days of playing like a rookie should be over. But time and time again, Daniel Jones has too many of the what the F plays, or he still looks like a rookie plays. I'm concerned. I'd probably give it at about a 5. I'm not too upset. I'm not too even-keeled. But I want you guys to let me know how you're feeling. What is your concern level about Daniel Jones struggling at training camp? Scale it 1 to 10, 1 being you're not concerned, 10 being you're really concerned. Let me know in the comments right now. And Thursday night, we are going to see Daniel Jones play football. Brian Dable said everybody's going to play on Thursday night, and this offense needs it because they have looked bad. But join us this Thursday, 6:45 p.m. Eastern, because Giants Now by Chat Sports is going to be going live for week 1 of the preseason. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a party. We'll be doing some play-by-play. We'll get your guys' questions and thoughts up on screen. It's going to be a blast. Join us this Thursday, 6:45 p.m. Eastern. Probably why you clicked on today's show, unless you just wanted to hear me rant about Daniel Jones not looking good. There was a fight at practice. It started with Jon Feliciano. Well, let me just go to the tweets because Boots on the Ground there told a really good story. Jordan Raanan of ESPN said, Giants practice getting crazy. He said it began after Saquon Barkley lowers his shoulder on cornerback Aaron Robinson. Supposedly they were playing at kind of a walk-through pace, and Saquon Barkley just ran him smooth over. Then the next 2 plays involved scuffles. O-line coach Bobby Johnson got involved, pushing with outside linebacker Cam Brown. And then Jon Feliciano and Brown threw straight haymakers at each other with helmets on. If you throw a punch to another guy with a helmet on, you're probably lacking a little bit of brain power up here. But Tom Rock, he kind of explained it in a way that I liked. He said, Saquon just absolutely trucked Aaron Robinson. Next play, Robinson is in the middle of a dust-up. Play after that, Tay Crowder body slams Antonio Williams. Play after that, brawl. So obviously the offense and the defense is getting a little bit tired of going up against each other every single day. He went on to say Feliciano and Cam Brown exchanged punches. Bobby Johnson was mixing it up with Justin Ellis. Heated. Dable brings him in. Crowd chants, let's go Giants. If I was there, I would have been chanting because I like it when a fight breaks out. It kind of shows that each side cares a little bit. Here's Cam Brown dragging out Jon Feliciano of the dust-up. It got ugly. And when you're playing up against each other every single day, you're hitting the same guy in the face every single day with pads on, you're going to get a little bit pissed off. Here's another picture of the scuffle. There's Cam Brown and Jon Feliciano. Adoree Jackson's trying to pull him back. And it's brutal. I mean, I don't want to act like it's not a big deal because it's not a huge deal, but I do think it tells something. People are heated. People are ready to get on the game field and play against somebody else. But a fight like this can sometimes bring the best out of a team when the offense is going this way and the defense is going this way and you meet in the middle. And then when Thursday comes and you play against the Patriots, it's, hey, we're no longer the enemy. We are teammates. They're the enemy. A fight can kind of spark that team camaraderie, and I think this Giants team could use it a little bit. But I want to ask all the Giants fans out there watching right now, and especially the real ones, what's your thought on the fight at training camp? You had a coach involved. Saquon Barkley started it because he ran someone over. I don't think it's not a big deal. It's not either a big deal, but I think it is something. We're talking about it, and I want to see where all you stand. Let me know your thoughts on the fight at training camp today. Giants Now, viewers and the real ones, we've got a real deal going on for you guys. Shout out to Fanatics. When you go to chatsports.com/Giants2-pack, that's chatsports.com/Giants2-pack, you can get these 2 shirts for $29.99. It's hard to buy anything, especially 2 things, for as low as $30 with everything going on today. Rep the Giants in swag. You got 2 shirts. You can alternate game days. Maybe you got a good luck shirt and a bad luck shirt. Get these 2 today, chatsports.com/Giants2-pack. I'll put the link to that in the comments and description of today's video. We'll quickly run through some of my 5 biggest takeaways besides Jones struggling in the camp. Kadarius Toney, he had a bad day. There were some boos and some groans coming from the sideline. Dropped a couple passes in individual drills. And then in team drills, he had 2 more drops. I think it's all up here with Kadarius Toney. When he's locked in, when he's prepared, his talent's going to take over. He's one of the most explosive players in the NFL. He's just got to be a little bit more locked in my opinion. Andre Miller, the undrafted free agent out of Maine, broke his forearm, and it stinks for him. He was having a good camp. He was battling with guys on the team to make the roster at the H-back and tight end spots. Stinks for him. It's going to now put a little bit more importance on the undrafted guys and Daniel Bellinger coming into Thursday night preseason game. Wink Martindale also, I thought, had a pretty interesting quote. He said the inside linebacker room is going to be a competition. And as we know, Blake Martinez is the guy that's probably going to be inside linebacker number 1. But don't be surprised when the Giants come out with these unique in different type of scheme and personnel settings where they may only have one inside linebacker on the field, one down lineman, two down linemen, and multiple edge rushers. It's going to be different. Don't expect always to see Tae Crowder alongside next to a guy like Blake Martinez. Tae Crowder, he's going to be competing with reps for a guy like Darian Beavers, Micah McFadden, and other players on this roster. I thought it was really interesting. This far into camp, preseason right around the corner, that Wink Martindale said the inside linebacker room is still up for competition. The defense has been winning in the pass department in practice. The Giants' pass offense does not look good. They haven't been able to pass protect, but they have looked damn good when running the football. When Andrew Thomas gets upfield and Evan Neal gets upfield with John Feliciano, Shane Lemieux, and Mark Lewinsky, this is going to be one of the best run-blocking offensive lines in the NFL. And I think early on in the season, especially Thursday night, we're going to see that push and how good of a run-blocking team this is going to be. And that's hopefully good for Saquon Barkley. We need 26 to have a good season. And we can't end the show without talking about Kincaid, Kayvon Thibodeaux. He looks great. He beat Andrew Thomas twice today in team drills. Would have had 2 sacks, but they don't call sacks at Giants training camp. Kayvon's looked good, and that's what you want out of the number 5 pick in the draft. I'm expecting big things for Kayvon Thibodeaux, and it would be really, really cool if he got his first sack this Thursday night in his first preseason game. I appreciate everybody that's made New York Giants Now a part of their day today. If you made it this far in the video, you can hit a real one roll call in the comments section. I'd love that. I like to, kind of decipher who's the real ones and who the fake ones are. And give me a follow on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'll follow everybody back that follows me from today's show.